Another great video brought to you by Craig. All right, so we have the quick shifter for the R7. You can go to the site, you can order it, it's on there, the link will be in the description. So a little bit of an unboxing. Let's just see what we got, lay it out. Okay, great. Comes with a little bit of instructions.
That you will not be using?
I will not be using. This is definitely the quick shifter because it's the biggest piece in there. So if we pull this out. Okay, yep, oh man, whoopsies. All right, so there is the actual sensor. Kind of big and heavy, which is disappointing, but all right. So there's that. We've got some zip ties and some rubber covers. Another zip tie. There's a bracket to hold the wiring away from the motor, and then the new rod that you're going to be using. So it's really not that much stuff. This is a very simple install. We have had a couple customers come to us and be like, hey, because they've done it themselves. They haven't got the QS, like the quick shifter light on the dash to come up. And the reason that is because they're sitting on the bike and there's not enough pressure when you're doing it with your foot. So I'll explain it when we get the install done and show you how to activate the quick shifter. You want to do it while you're off the motorcycle. So just remember that will cut you, if you are doing this yourself, and that's the only issue. Let's just get straight into it. We're going to take all of this, move it over to the bike. So, whoopsie. COVID.
Yeah.
I took the side fairing off because I want you to see the entire process. And the plug, if you can look right there, babe, it's hidden behind there. So this is the plug where the quick shifter is going to plug into. It does have this little bracket that will go, I think it's right here, that just holds the wiring away from the motor and up out of the way of the shifting and the heat of the motor and stuff. So it's going to be a very simple install, and you know what? Let's just get right into it. This is a 10 millimeter. We're going to loosen the top one like that, and then the one thing that I did notice, it is really hard to get to the bottom one right here. So what you do want to do is you just want to loosen this. Let's get this guy off. God, that is nice and tight. Make sure that you have an L. You can't get in here with anything else. So, and it's really not that. 2 turns, this comes off. Okay, so what this does is this allows you now, because it's so difficult to get in here, this allows you to pull this off and then just get it from the back side over here. Yeah, perfect. And then all you do is you unscrew this. And there we go. Your rod's removed, not an issue. Unpackage the rod that they give you. And then you'll have to, so I think there's this. I need to see what's in here. So I know this is another zip tie, and then, okay, so, oh man, okay, so an extra one of those. I do think this guy's used. Let me see here. Yes. So this is used. So what we do need to do is just take this guy, pop him off as well. Oh man. Oh, that is tight as can be. See that? I'm just gonna put it right back on the splines and loosen it. In fact, let's do this. Holy moly. Okay, so just so you guys know, this is super tight. It will come loose, but just know it is very tight. So just use the motor to do it. It's obviously Loctited. Yep, blue Loctite. All right. So there we go. Oh man, that's look how much blue Loctite on there. Oh my God. That is quite a bit. All right. Not needed. The boot, the rod, and then of course the attachment, not needed. This I figured would be needed. So the way it goes, here's the quick shifter. Before we put this on, I just wanted to make sure that you guys have this set up correctly. Make sure you have a lock nut on the top linkage. Make sure that you have a lock nut between the sensor and the rod, and then you have the last lock nut between the rod and the linkage down below. What you're going to do is I'm going to put this on the first thread, and then I'm going to meet the bottom linkage with the first thread as well, because when you're turning it, it's going to bring it in so you can make the adjustment after. So I'm going to, there we go, so they're both good now. So this is a little bit hard to turn. I'm going to use my 10 just to get this guy on. So, and the great thing is while I'm doing this, it's winding both of the, it's putting both of the threads in the correct location. So, doing that. And then all you want to do is you just want to do the 288 millimeters that they do recommend. I'm a huge fan of personal preference, so if you weren't liking where the shifter was, just adjust it to where you like it. So, whoopsie. That is pretty good. Let's see how this lines up. Oh, that's not bad. That might be a little bit high. That is not bad. That's a little bit high for me. I'm gonna want that lower, but the great thing is I can just unscrew this top, the sensor a little bit, and that will give me a little bit more adjustment than I want. So I think, oh, that is actually quite a bit of adjustment at the top. So basically what you're going to do is you can measure the 280 millimeters that they recommend, or you can put it where you feel comfortable. So that is pretty much it, the install. What you've got to do is remember there's a serial number on one side, and then there's not a serial number on the other side, obviously, and that's the way you want to present it over here. There's a reason for the blue tape right here. They do provide a small zip tie, which is what you want to use. You want to do this, and you just want to zip tie around the top of the sensor right here. It's very simple. If I was you, I would hide the back of the zip tie behind there. And then remember, you've got this little bracket, which is right here. And it goes in the top hole right here. And it really is very simple, just like that. So in fact, it's right here. And take this guy out real quick. Oops. So bolt in, there's only one way it can go. Then you have a special zip tie. This special zip tie, obviously there's a reason there's a hole there. It goes in like that, boop, gets held. In fact, this goes around. It gets held like that. Obviously you put the zip tie through. Very nice. And then obviously it goes back here. So it's held away, it's held off the motor. It's super nice. Obviously that's a little bit loose for me, but it is what it is. And then of course the connection for the quick shifter is back here. So it is a little bit out of the way. You got to get it out of there. And then of course that just plugs into this guy right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to use another zip tie right there to hold it up so it's out of the way. But that's it. Quick shifter installed. The last thing you want to do is we just want to bring this motorcycle down so we can see. And this is the part that we've been asked about the most. Is what you want to do is while the motorcycle is off, you want to hold this up all the way with your hand and turn the ignition on. So what you're gonna see is you're gonna give it, blinkers on, you're gonna give it about 10 seconds, and then you will see the quick shifter light come on. So release it, and if you take a look, the quick shifter light is on right in the bottom corner right there. And that's it. That's the install of the quick shifter. So hopefully you guys, if you have any questions, obviously pop them in the comments. We'll let you know. Don't forget those lock nuts are important. And you know, take your time. It's not that difficult of install. It's like 15 minutes. Super easy. Pull the fairing, get it out of your way, and then just remember, don't sit on the bike. Just stand next to the bike, pull it up, give it 10 seconds. As soon as you release, the quick shifter light will come on. So, okay. I want to thank you guys for watching. Obviously, if you have any questions or anything like that, we say it, comments, let us know. We will take it for a nice test ride and see how the quick shifter works. So that's it. Have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you guys later.
Much